Hello and welcome to UC Today. We have another marketplace video for you today. I'm joined by Mark Bunnell, CEO of Nuwave. Welcome to the show, Mark. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. I'm really excited for today's conversation. We're going to be talking about Operator Connect and how that can be enabled and automated for partners. Before we get into that conversation, do you want to give us a quick introduction to Nuwave?
I'm the CEO of Nuwave. I handle all the day-to-day operations of the global network, the customer experience, and the architecture of our iPilot software platform. And basically, we're a global telecommunications provider that enables, all business of every size, whether that be end user customers, partners, or carrier operators to, have their own teams in Zoom and voice practice where they can seamlessly turn up customers, without involving the carrier at all.
Yeah. Well, let's delve into that straight away. Let's talk about Nuwave's Operator Connect enablement and how that is unique within the context of the global marketplace.
Well, it's unique in a lot of ways. You can go through Operator Connect and you can just get, set up to have the APIs connected and whatnot, and you can, have all of those feature sets with Microsoft directly. But then at day two, what do? How do you scale? Do you have a program wrapped around that? How do you turn up your customers? How do you train your sales force? All of those other kind of factors that go into it afterwards to where you actually have a practice that you can do scale. And so, that's exactly what we provide is not only do we provide the connectivity into Microsoft and all of the API configurations, but day two, we give you an entire program so that you can start training up customers the next day, literally. Because we go down multiple tracks. And there's so many unique pieces to our program, not only the day two support and having a program, but being able to support, your customers, MSPs and SIs underneath you, white labeling, not having to pay for different bespoke infrastructure, being able to connect very simply to our network using our synthesis product so that you can have basically our network as yours and control it with a piece of software. So you can actually go into other global areas and regions without having to buy new infrastructure. Or if you want to collapse some infrastructure to have savings, you can do that using our product because it's all handled very simply and easily within our program. So the ability to not have to swivel chair in the full life cycle of delivery, whether it be our voice, their voice, someone else's voice that they want to mix in, what we're about is choice. And so we give you a full menu option of choice, whether that be provisioning contact center or call recording or any of the other features that add value to the overall product. And given full visibility and control over that voice within the network is key. So, I can go on and on about all the different feature sets and things that we have and all the choices that we have, but we started from a top-down mentality. Some of the, other people in the space, they had certain aspects that were basically enterprise focused, and you can do a couple of provisioning features and things like that. And they're trying to kind of move up. So going from the bottom up into the carrier operator space, where we started in the carrier operator space, we know what operators need to have as far as full functionality and all the different use cases, because every customer is unique. Everyone has something different about their environment that needs to be taken into account. And so when we come from the carrier side and we work our way down, you have full features from day one, and you can mix and match what you need to be successful for your customer base. And I think those are some of the main key takeaways that our product really addresses in spades.
Yeah, well, let's talk about your partners. Obviously, they're benefiting from this choice you're giving them as well. How are your partners benefiting from what Nuwave has developed for Operator Connect?
Well, they're benefiting hugely in the fact that they can white label under their own brand. They can have all of the choice that I mentioned. A lot of SIs and MSPs can market under our agreement with OC. So they get to use all of the Microsoft marketing pieces and benefit from that. But then their practice that we set up for them is they have total control. They have access to the carrier network in ways that no one else provides. That the carriers traditionally have never provided opportunities for partners to physically provision on their networks and not have to rely on the carrier to get numbers or add emergency services or send devices or enable intricate features on the carrier network. That's never been available before. And through our product iPilot, we put that control in the SIs, in the MSP's hands, so that when they want to help their customers, they can truly help. They don't have to, proxy a request from the customer, from their customer up to the carrier and wait for the carrier to do something. They can actually enable those features, turn up services. It's all on demand. So that access and control has never been provided to MSPs and SIs and things before. And we have a number of them that enjoy that today on our network, and they're very successful. And they're driving reoccurring revenue streams that they've never had access to before.
Maybe you could talk to sort of the barrier to entry here in terms of skill sets and investments from those CSPs and SIs' point of view. How are they going to make the most out of this offering from Microsoft? How do they get involved? Is it quite an easy step, or is there more to it?
We've actually really taken all the complexities and we've hidden that from our partners, right? So we do all the really complex things on the back end. We provide a very simple interface for, people that don't have that experience, that don't have engineering degrees, that don't understand voice very well. You can just come into the GUI and you can provision the entire life cycle. So you can have a data entry person that can take a customer from zero to making calls in less than 10 minutes. And that person doesn't have to swivel chair. They don't have to, go and hand off to an engineer. The service delivery is on demand. It's very fast and it's very easy to use. And we're absolutely fanatical about our documentation and our training modules and the access to help within the platform. So it's all self-service. But if you get stuck and you don't know how to do something or you don't know how to turn on a feature, it's very simple to ask the help. We have an integration now, that like everybody's talking about, AI and OpenAI and ChatGPT and those things. And we've been able to successfully integrate that into our knowledge base and our help. And so, being able to not only look at the help that we already have, in the system that's very step by step, you can also start asking it questions and saying, well, how do I do this? And where do I go here? And it'll, return our knowledge base information back to people. So, those are some of the wins that, we continue to develop and innovate and make things easier so that you don't have to have an engineering degree or advanced certifications to turn up customers at scale.
I'm really interested. I have to ask you a question about generative AI, as you mentioned it, Mark. Do you see that as an opportunity for partners, particularly with their customers, and maybe from a consultative point of view or another point of view? I don't know. What do you see there as that partner opportunity?
Yeah, I really think that, from a customer experience standpoint, when you need help, you want help quickly, you may not know where to go in the knowledge base. You may not know what questions to ask. And so I think that, there's a long ways to go. We're still at the very beginning of AI and what its capabilities are and things. And I think that you have to take a methodical approach to deliver what it can do well today while enhancing that as you move forward. And so when you start talking about how can AI make a difference today and how it's delivered and how it's set up, it's really in that customer support and help and knowledge-based pieces, maybe some translation of your knowledge base into other languages, real simple things like that add a lot of impact, in the beginning. Of course, that's going to evolve over time, and we're going to be on the forefront like we always are with the innovation of those types of technologies into iPilot and what we do. But those are some of the things today that I think can really make an impact to the customer experience and really helping folks who maybe don't have a really deep bench of voice knowledge to really become experts, almost overnight.
Yeah, I think you're right there. The space is clearly going to evolve incredibly rapidly as well. And the partners, they're going to have a role to play there in keeping those customers sort of up to date with, what's going on and those developments, which is great. Okay, so for those partners, watching today, what is the best way for them to engage with the world of OC and, of course, Nuwave?
Yeah, I would say go to nuwave.com or ipilot.io, and we have a partner section where you can go sign up as a partner, and we'll contact you back immediately.
Nice and simple. I like it. Mark, thank you so much for your insights today on Operator Connect. Thank you very much for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And thank you for watching. You've been watching me, David Dungay, on UC Today. If you like today's discussion, give us a like and a share on social media. That's it from me. See you next time.